Hi guys, this is Play It Again. I am Ginger.
And I am Mike.
And the presence of popcorn shows that it is my favorite recording day. Hush! Those chickens. It's movie trailer day. This really is my favorite one. We don't get a lot of views on these, but they're the most fun for me, I can't lie.
Yeah, well, I've put together one you're going to enjoy today.
So Mike decided he was going to try to surprise me this time. All day yesterday while he was hunting out trailers to put together, he kept hiding the screen from me, so I have no idea what to expect right now.
Well, Ginger, it's disaster movies.
My favorite!
Ginger loves
I love disaster movies. It's true.
And I've picked for you a selection starting in the 70s and ending in the mid-20 teens.
Okay, so before we get started, I know disaster movies are my thing. Like, I'm a huge sucker for disaster movies. So, they're not really your thing, but you've watched a ton of them because of me.
Yeah, I mean, a good disaster movie is good.
Pick a favorite.
That's a tough call.
Especially for me.
I don't want to give away anything here either by picking one of these or not picking one of these. So I'm just going to... I'll think about it, and maybe we'll get into it after. I don't know the trailers.
I'm going to go and blurt. My top 5 probably would be Dante's Peak, Armageddon, I don't know, does Life count as a disaster movie? I think it kind of does.
Yeah, I guess it's a science fiction disaster movie.
Yeah. I like Independence Day. I don't know. There's quite a few. I said top 5, and now I'm having trouble figuring it out. Okay, so you know what? I'll cap it up later after we watch the trailers, because maybe these trailers will remind me of some of my favorites.
All right, we're going to start by going back in time to a day when I was alive, but you were not.
Oh, I like Towering Inferno, too.
This one, I think, is
1971?
This one is 1972, I think.
The year right in between us.
Mm-hmm. All right, are you ready?
It's going to be ugly, guys.
Oh, by the way, I've also selected a variety of disaster types. There's no repeaters.
All disasters are good, so to speak.
All right, let us commence.
Port bound.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. It is exactly 50 seconds to midnight.
I know this one.
Hard left. Get up for Mayday. Happy New Year!
Oh my God.
No bueno.
That's the way out. That's our only chance.
Don't listen to him. We've got to stay here till help arrives.
Help from where? From the captain? He's dead.
The boat tilted and he fell. The shaft blew up and he's dead. And that's it. Or do you want to make something more out of it?
Nani, keep your eyes on the ladder. Don't look at anything except the ladder.
I want you to give this to our little grandson, huh?
Why, I'm going somewhere you're not going?
So Jet, clamp it.
Do you know what a flash fire is? Well, mister, I'm not going to let you kill us.
I'm going through that door, Mr. Rocco. You can either stand aside and close that door to keep the air from coming in, or you can try to stop me.
gratuitous ugly shot.
I told you I was going to get everybody out here, and damn it, I'm going to do it!
Tell him, Gene.
It's like the Brady Bunch, but scarier.
Way darker.
Reason 3,485 why you will never catch ginger on a cruise ship. You came out of the gate real strong with that one. It's like my worst, most terrifying fear is to be on a cruise ship, just in general, but also to be on a cruise ship that happens to go upside down and starts sinking in the middle of the ocean. Probably doesn't get worse than that.
No,
I can't lie.
probably not.
So the funny thing is, I've never seen that one, but I did watch a couple times actually the remake. I think it was Richard Dreyfuss was in that one.
It was just called Poseidon, right?
Yeah.
The remake?
Friggin' terrifying, guys. Like, I was literally holding my breath on the edge of my seat for the entire movie. Scary. So friggin' scary.
So for sinking boat disasters, it was either going to be this one or Grey Lady Down.
Oh,
Well, this
I've
one's
never
much
seen that
better
one.
known. Oh, that's terrifying. They're in a submarine. And the pressure's closing in. Oh,
You know what I did
that
watch?
one scarred me as a kid.
UB 571 or something
Uh-huh.
like that. The war one in the submarine. Oh my god. That's the worst, guys. So,
Yeah, I wasn't sure I could even watch the trailer for Grey Lady Down. That one scarred me,
Mike's
man.
a little claustrophobic, I think.
Drowning's like the worst way to go, I think. That or burning alive.
Yeah. Well, definitely, maritime disaster is very high on my list of nopes.
Things to avoid.
Absolutely. You're not, I mean, I don't like boats at all. I like canoes. In the middle of a small lake, a canoe is great, right? Kayaks are fine. I'll take like a little catamaran inside the bay, but open water, hell no. I'd get nervous just flying over it. I certainly wouldn't be okay being in it.
So I loved all the early 70s formal wear get-ups. That was awesome.
And the music was just killer, right?
The
Like
over
you
the
can
top.
always date a movie immediately when it's in the 70s because they all have the same aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
They all have the same soundtrack, like style of soundtrack. It's hysterical. But yeah, still terrifying. Damn. I didn't realize Ernest Borgnine was in that.
Ernest Borgnine was everywhere in the 70s, man.
No, and then he went into SpongeBob. I can't lie. It's perfect.
He was the man. He was.
Is he dead?
Yes, he died a couple years ago.
Oh. That makes me a little
I think
sad.
one of the last things he was in was Red.
Oh, yeah. Great movie.
He
Another
still
great
looked like he
movie.
did in the 1970s in
Yeah,
Red.
but like white. Because he still had those epic eyebrows, but they were white instead of black.
Mm-hmm.
So good choice. And now my heart is racing so bad, I'm not sure that I can breathe, and I'm definitely sweating.
Wow. You're about to sweat more.
So. Oh, no.
We're moving on a little later in the 70s.
Oh, no. Is it Towering Inferno?
You bet
Steve
your ass it's
McQueen
Towering
and
Inferno.
Paul
Yes, I love
Newman
this
race
one.
against time as one tiny spark becomes a night of blazing suspense. The Towering Inferno.
It's out of control.
Like you.
Coming your way.
Warner Brothers and 20th Century Fox present Irwin Allen's production of The Towering Inferno.
So good.
Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, William Holden, Faye Dunaway, Fred Astaire, Susan Blakely, Richard Chamberlain, Jennifer Jones, O.J. Simpson, Robert Vaughn, and Robert Wagner.
Everybody
Look
was
at
in
The
this.
Towering Inferno.
Those people are gonna die up there if something's not done. I want you out of here.
So you can stop worrying about me. What about me down there worrying about you?
I'll never let you go anywhere without me again.
I'll be back with the whole fire department.
Oh,
towering inferno.
Set me down on the scenic elevator.
Now, the producer of the Poseidon Adventure brings you more spectacle, more stars, more suspense than you've ever seen in one motion picture. Steve McQueen is the fire chief. Paul Newman is the architect. Step by step, floor by floor, this is a race against time to save hundreds of people trapped in a night of blazing suspense as the world's tallest building becomes the towering inferno.
Hundreds of people trapped in 70s formal wear.
I can smell the burning polyester from here.
The towering inferno.
Guys, I hate all movies from the 70s, but I love that one. I've watched it so many times. We just watched that not that long ago because you told me you'd never seen
That's
it.
true.
And I was like, that has to get corrected immediately.
Yes. So remember there was that Steven Seagal movie that came out and they called it Die Hard on a Boat? I forget,
No.
Under Siege or something.
Okay.
This was like Poseidon Adventure in a building.
Well,
Just
I mean,
the opposite way
just
around.
recently, I once again rewatched that kind of remake of this movie with The Rock in it. I can't remember what that one was called, actually. I just finished watching it like a few weeks ago for like the third or fourth time. It was really good too. Like the funny thing is, guys, this movie is great and it's super suspenseful and it will have you on the edge of your seat. I have been and almost died in a house fire. We had a house fire like, how many years ago was that?
9 years ago.
9 years ago. And almost died in it. And this movie's still not as terrifying to me as the Poseidon Adventure.
That tells you something.
Well, I mean, maybe it's because I survived. I'm like, heck, fire can't kill me now, right? But water has tried many times to kill me and almost succeeded.
Uh-huh.
But it really is terrifying, though. I can't lie. Having been in that experience, I can understand the sheer terror that it is to be one of these people trapped at the top of this building. It was such a snapshot into kind of, this was sort of the turning point of, I wouldn't say the Industrial Revolution because it happened way back, but this was a turning point within that scale because right around this time is like this movie was about this building was all kinds of high tech, right?
Yep,
It had
yep.
all the gadgets and it was supposed to be the newest and greatest thing, and then it just turned into this disaster that ended up trapping everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of is like the way things have gone since then, right? Like it was a portent to the future.
Right. More features is more things to break.
It really is. I hate gadgets.
My grandfather told me that when I was learning to drive in the 80s about cars, but it's quite generally applicable, I think.
It's true, and definitely you would not catch. I don't care for skyscrapers in the first place. I'm afraid of heights, and I don't like crowds. I really like my house in the country where I can't even see my neighbors. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But you certainly wouldn't get me living in one that was so high tech that I have to rely on a computer.
Bleeding edge is bad.
For everything, right? Like, please open the door. Hal, please open the pod bay door. And Hal says, no, you're going to die in there. That's all I think about when I think of these things. It was good, though. So it's funny in the narration, he says something about bringing in all the stars.
More
and I'm
stars.
Like, more stars.
They weren't
and then
kidding.
blowing them all up. Bastards.
How dare you do that to Fred Astaire? The man was a legend.
It was sad he died in that one. Spoilers, guys.
Spoiler alert for a movie that is now, I think, 48 years old.
Well, you are absolute proof that there are lots of people out there who haven't seen it because you were of an age where you could have and never did
I
until
wasn't
like a
watching
couple
The
months
Towering Inferno at the age of 6 or whatever.
No,
I was
but you
when
still
that came
didn't throughout. I was only 3, right? And I watched it.
Mhm.
But I like disaster movies. Mike's not a big fan of anything where things get out of control.
This is out of
He's
hand.
very nervous. Right? Which,
All right.
I mean, the way that movie goes is understandable.
We've got nautical disaster and fire out of the way. What's next,
Are
Ginger?
we going to do a natural disaster now?
Let's find out.
Oh! One of my favorites. I can't believe I forgot about it.
Storm chasers. Well, let's go. All right, we're moving.
Scientists have been studying tornadoes forever, but still nobody knows how a tornado works.
We have touchdown, touchdown. Tornado is on the ground.
Woo-hoo! It's a wonder of nature, baby.
These sensors
Like you, baby.
take scientific measurements.
You gotta get in front of the tornado and put it in the damage path.
Unpredictable and highly
Gotta get
destructive.
further ahead of it.
I know what I'm doing.
Have you lost your nerve?
Tighten your seatbelt.
It's at 2 o'clock. It's heading
Baby,
this
where
way.
we're going, we don't
Storm's
need
gonna be a
seatbelts.
lot bigger than we anticipated.
Cow. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows.
Best line in the movie.
Twister. What was that? An F3?
They're in the barricade.
Is there an F5?
No, you're too close. It's not gonna work. Get out of there. It's headed right for us. Get out. Look out.
Where'd you get all this beef?
Did you see my cows out front?
No.
Oh.
Also a solid line.
Philip Seymour Hoffman in a highly low-rated role for him, right? Like that was before he really hit it big. But it was funny because I watched this like right after it came out. Because of course I did. But later on, I saw him in a couple of really huge roles, and I was like, oh my God, that's that dude from Twister. He was just a bit of a kind of a stoner. But it was hysterical, right? That's such a great movie.
I'm low-key an Alan Ruck fan ever since Cameron.
Oh, I keep forgetting he was in there.
Well, it was him with the steak.
No, you're right. I remember now. Yeah, well, everybody used to compare you to him.
Yeah, I used
When you
to
were
look a lot like him when I was a
You did look a lot
teenager.
like him. It's true. He was Cameron Fry. My husband was Cameron Fry.
Where was my Ferris?
I was your Ferris, but I was just...
Much later.
It's true. I'm your Ferris now, baby.
That's right.
So I've never loved Helen Hunt a lot.
But you love that movie.
I do love that movie. Kind of despite her, I think, actually. I feel a little bit bad that I feel that harshly, but I just have never been able to warm up to her at all. But Bill Paxton is one of my all-time faves, guys.
Is that the Paxton? I can never keep them straight. The Paxton and the Pullman.
Oh, no, that's Bill Paxton.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost certain of it.
I'll take your word for it, because I can never remember.
I love him in just everything. I do love it. He's such a great was. Such a
Is
great
he the
actor.
dead one?
He is the dead one. Yeah.
I can't even keep straight which one's alive and
I
dead.
can't remember who Bill Pullman is now.
He's the other one. That other guy.
Why do I keep you? Is he the dude who played the president in Independence Day? Because that's the one I
Maybe.
usually mix up with Bill Paxton.
Maybe.
He was in Sinner. Oh, you'd never watched that. Anyway, okay. Such a great movie. I have to be honest. So I've never in person actually seen a tornado.
No.
We lived in southern Ontario, guys, and it was rare to see tornadoes anywhere near where we were because the Niagara Escarpment kind of created this beautiful wind block that sort of disrupted everything, so it never got to build up. A little bit north of us, they occasionally would have tornadoes, some of them pretty bad.
Yeah, you'd get tornadoes up there once every 5 or 10 years, and sometimes they were pretty bad.
Yeah, there was one, I lived in a town called Barrie, and there was one way back before I lived there that destroyed a lot of Barrie.
Barry. Say it's Barry. The next town over is called Greg. Just so weird.
Anyway, so I've never actually physically seen a tornado in real life, but they're fascinating. Right? Like, they're one of those natural disasters I kind of like. Well, what?
Not seeing a tornado in real life is actually a good thing.
I think it'd be interesting though, guys. Like when I see videos of them, people post it online or on Facebook or whatever, and I'm like, it looks terrifying, but also really cool. I can't lie. So, yeah.
So we jumped, I don't know, 20 21, 22 years forward in time there. From the mid to late 70s to the mid to late 90s. But, I mean, the film looks so much crisper, especially in this. It looks like some kind of 4K remaster.
Yeah.
Looks great, but they still got these clunky laptops and this weird stuff, and it still looks so dated. Even 20
You need a
years into the
laptop
future.
that's sturdy enough to survive a tornado, I think.
You raise a good point. Well, fortunately for us, there was something of a boom in disaster movies in the 90s.
Oh my God, are we getting a volcano soon? Because that's my favorite kind. Oh, I know this one! This is my favorite! You picked all my favorites. That's kind of cheating.
I think we should monitor the entire area. Get the whole shooting match in here. The acidity in the lake is high enough to bother me, and there's enough carbon dioxide coming out of the soil to start killing trees and wildlife. And you sent me up here to check. I'm doing that. I think attention should be paid.
I know it's tough to think about leaving
I'm
our
paying
homes,
attention.
but clearly it's the most responsible thing to do right now. Quite likely nothing will happen, but it's better to be safe than sorry.
I don't want to start a panic. Did anybody feel that?
Please remain calm.
Oh, I feel it.
This is not good. This is not good.
Costa Rica disaster.
I know where this is going. Oh my God.
Here we go.
Oh, so volcanoes are my absolute favorite natural disaster for things that I would love to see. So we went and moved to Costa Rica where there's, what, 7 active volcanoes? And from my rancho where I cook and eat, I can see Panama's one and only volcano from my ranchos. It's not, I wouldn't call it, it's still technically active, but dormant, right? But up at the other end of this country, we have Poas volcano right now. They've had to close up all the tours around it because it's become quite active all of a sudden.
Yep.
I'd love to see that though, like from a distance.
From a safe distance.
From a safe distance, yeah. That's one of those things that just awes me, right? Like the amount of power that it takes to make a mountain move and melt is just staggering, right? It's mind-boggling.
It's even more powerful than Linda Hamilton.
Is it even possible to not love a movie with Pierce Brosnan in it? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
And it's so nice to see Linda Hamilton as somebody other than Sarah Connor.
It's true. She had like Terminator, and then she had that TV show Beauty and the Beast, and then she had this, and that's like literally all I can name.
Tragically underutilized. I like her.
Oh yeah, I like her too. She's the problem with Linda Hamilton, I guess, is she doesn't really meet the sex symbol requirement for a lot of like high-priced movie stars. Because she's not traditionally
She was
beautiful.
cute in the first Terminator, and then she was like fierce in muscle mommy
Oh
in
yeah,
the second
she was
Terminator.
definitely like you weren't messing with that gal. She was something to be reckoned with.
But you're right.
You know what I mean, though.
In
right?
neither way is she like the
A sex
typical
symbol.
bombshell.
And that's apparently what sells
Apparently, that's what
for
sells.
movies, right? This was such a good one. It's funny because if you haven't, I mean, I don't know, is there anybody out there who hasn't watched this movie? But maybe. But it showed not just kind of the awe-inspiring power of nature, right? Like Mother Nature, but also how kind of sad and petty
People are.
people and government can be.
The people in this town, I didn't know it because this is something else I didn't watch until quite recently. Just like the people in Jaws.
Yeah, the government just lies to you. It makes you
All
feel
about
like
the
you're
dollar.
safe when you're not, because they want to keep making money.
Yep, exactly.
And they don't care if they put you in danger, right? It's a perfect example of exactly that.
For sure.
And it happens like this in a million different places. Way back, gotta be 25, 26 years ago, I watched like this, on satellite, we had like DirecTV satellite, excuse me, and the New York Times used to have their own channel where they have documentaries. And I watched like a 3-hour-long New York Times documentary on Mount St. Helens, which since I was a kid absolutely enthralled me. I've watched hundreds of hours of documentaries and read articles about Mount St. Helens because it just fascinated me so much. This is another example, right? Like they want to pretend it's not happening, but mostly a lot of times for their own comfort, but also they're so busy concentrating on making sure they keep making money that they ignore everything and damn the consequences. And then
there's consequences.
Then like a third of the mountain just jettisons out from the side and literally wipes out like a sandblaster everything within 20 miles. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy and terrifying to think of, but also, like I said, very enthralling. So I'm a little bit hoping that we have something happen close by just so I can see it. It's funny because when we went to Guatemala a few months ago.
Yeah. Almost a year ago now.
Oh, I guess it was a year ago. We stayed in Antigua, Guatemala, and there's 3 volcanoes surrounding this tiny little town. And we were driving around and I look up and I see smoke coming from one of them. And I was like, Mike, that volcano is coughing, right? He's like, oh, should we be worried? And I look around and I'm like, well, none of the locals are panicking. So I guess that's just something that happens every day.
Yeah.
But it's a little terrifying to think
Cool
about.
town.
When
Worth
you,
visiting.
especially when you live in the bowl.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, wow. Anyway.
All right.
This really is cheating, though. You should have picked some more obscure ones.
I gotta pick the good disaster movies, Ginger.
Okay. Yeah, they made that around the same time as this one. They made that one Volcano. It was just terrible.
Yeah, I'm not picking the knockoff lamos. We're picking
I might have more entertaining things to say about
We're picking
those.
the top tier. One more from the 90s.
Okay. 90s was a great year for disasters, guys.
Life is short.
Also on my list.
I love you.
Love is forever.
Will you marry me?
Gracie grew up to become a full-blown hottie.
You're talking about my little girl, all right?
But you never know
This
what
is
the
a weird
future
trailer.
holds. Until it hits.
It's a meteor shower.
This new
Billy
one
Bob.
you're tracking. How big?
It's what we call a global killer. Nothing would survive, not even bacteria.
The United States government just asked us to save the world. Anybody want to say no?
You think we'll get hazard pay out of this?
They'll do it. They've made a few requests, though.
Such as?
Oscar here has got some outstanding parking tickets. Max would like you to bring back 8-track tapes. Not sure if that's going to work. Yeah, one more thing. None of them want to pay taxes again. Ever.
That sounds reasonable.
United States astronauts train for years. You have 12 days.
You stick that in me, I'm gonna stab you in the heart with it.
On July 1st.
Tell me you've never let anybody down before.
I never quit yet. How's that?
Earth's darkest day
How you feeling? Good. Considering I've never been this scared in my entire life.
will be man's finest hour.
I'm marrying you.
You bet you are.
Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, Liv Tyler, Ben Affleck, Will Patton, Steve Buscemi.
Whoa, this is so much fun, it's freaky.
All the time in the world
We have 18 minutes to zero barrier.
is all they've got.
We all gotta die, right? I'm the guy who gets to do it saving the world.
Nothing. You think I'm gonna quit? We never quit. That is my father upstairs. I love you.
Armageddon. A Jerry Bruckheimer production, directed by Michael Bay.
Awesome explosions.
Jerry Bruckheimer and Michael Bay are legitimately two of my favorite people on the friggin' planet. Right? Like, if either of those names are on a movie, I am sure as shit watching it. Right? Probably 20 times. This movie I have literally watched well over 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
I could recite the entire script from
But
memory.
see,
by
the trailer still surprised you at the start with what they were focusing on.
Well, I was just surprised because that's not really a big part of the story. I was like, this is where we're starting? No, I'd start with the gigantic earth-killing
Awesome explosions.
asteroid. I
Yeah.
can't believe they didn't give any credit to Peter Stormare. He stole that movie.
It's true.
He was great. Maybe they just got a thing. Maybe they're just a little angry at the Russians.
Maybe. Always. Since about 1945.
Sometimes for many good reasons.
Mm.
Anyway, it's funny because I'm going to admit, guys, I'm such a huge sucker. I get really sentimental, especially about, I don't know, stakes like this and very overly patriotic kind of, what do you call it?
She loves the jingoism.
I do like the jingoism. This movie chokes me up all the time. I got choked up just watching the trailer a little, right? But like in several places I always get, even after 100 watches, super choked up at certain parts of this movie. It really does kill me. It tugs on the heartstrings. Michael Bay is a friggin' genius at that for
Mhm.
people like me, right? That really just, they believe in the excelling of the human spirit.
He speaks your language.
He really does speak my language. In explosions, and very large flags,
Yes.
sometimes red flags. That's probably in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
So safe to say, it's your favorite disaster movie.
It's a tight race, but it's very close. It would definitely be in the top 3 of disaster movies for sure.
Perfect.
Really, you can't get a better cast than that. And even the cast aside, right? Like the characters themselves, you've never seen a more lovable pack of
Quirky
misfits,
and interesting.
right?
and
Like,
fun.
yeah. Was that Ving Rhames in that? Was
I
that
think it
Ving
was Ving
Rhames or
Rhames.
the other
The other guy that reminds me of Ving
Michael
Rhames.
something? I can never remember his name.
Oh yeah. The guy that was in like
The Green Mile.
Which was which? I don't. This is another Paxton Pullman issue for me.
Yeah, I can't remember which one he is actually, but like he's hysterical and lovable,
Mhm.
right? Like all of them, the characters.
What's he called in the movie? Bear.
Bear.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, what's his name? I just had his name. The accountant.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck is like one of the higher level stars in this movie. He's one of the mainest characters, and he's the least likable out of all of
Mhm.
them for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of the rest of them, I just I can imagine being friends with these guys. Right? Like these are my kind of people.
They are.
They're hysterical. But and definitely Peter Stormare's character.
Definitely.
And
All right.
Lev.
Yes.
He's named after Bulgarian money.
All right. So normally we do 5 in one of these, but I had to cover a lot in the 90s.
Is that 5 already?
That was 5 already, but there's a 6th one
Oh,
because they didn't stop in the 90s. We got
Mike's just spoiling me now because it's my favorite category.
one from the mid 20-teens.
Okay. It
One.
better not be that terrible Moonfall. worst movie ever. It is, isn't it?
Chief Gaines, you have over 600 documented rescues. That's pretty impressive.
Harrison said you're taking off with Blake for a few days.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna drive her back up to school.
I can't believe she's in college already.
I know. Hey, honey.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, I love this one.
Everything okay?
I wanted to tell you I was sorry for how I acted yesterday.
No, Ray, really.
No, Emma. Emma. Emma.
Oh my God. Great choice. Oh my God.
That's alarming.
My heart is racing so fast right now.
This whole chunk of land will be decimated.
Are you saying the whole San Andreas fault might go off?
Everybody down!
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
We are going now!
I'd be safe and warm if I was an island.
We can't stop it. We can't prepare for it.
California dreaming of.
It will be a global event.
Oh my God.
I love you, Dad.
Don't you quit on me!
I'd be safe and warm if I was an island.
We absolutely are watching that again today.
So, did you notice she sings "I'd be safe and warm if I was in IA"?
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear that. Are you sure you heard that?
Definitely.
I
I heard it twice right now. Both
That's
times she hit
weird.
that part of the song. It is weird. I'm wondering if that's on purpose because she'd be much safer in Iowa.
I don't think that is that the short form for Iowa.
I think so.
No. Anyway, okay. Back to the movie now.
Back to the movie. Back to the movie now.
That's such a. I totally forgot about that
See,
one.
you're giving me hell. It's like, oh, you're just picking my favorite ones. So, dude, every one of these disaster movies is your favorite ones. It wouldn't have mattered what I picked. You'd have seen it, and you'd have gone, oh, I love this one.
All right, fair. Fair. No, there's ones that I don't love, right? Like the aforementioned volcano one, and the Armageddon one was copied too. What was the name of that one?
Was that Deep Impact?
Deep Impact, thank you, with
Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman, thank you, in it. And that was also terrible, right? Like, not worth watching a second time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But this,
But any kind of quality disaster film,
Oh,
you've
it's
seen
true.
it and you love it.
It's true. It would be very hard to pick one that I don't love. But, so, few things. First of all, I love The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a great everything.
Great screen presence.
He is a great screen presence, and he has a really kind of lovable quality, right? You can't not like him. So it's kind of like Tom Cruise that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Carla Giacomo.
Is that who it is?
I think that's how you say her last name. I always get it wrong, though, guys. So don't rake me for that. But I have always really loved her too. She was in recently The Fall of the House of Usher, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. And she was in Sin City, and she was in Sucker Punch, and she's such a great actress. I've always really liked her.
Mm-hmm.
She has a good presence too. Alexandra Daddario.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I ever saw her, was in this movie, and she hit for a couple of movies and then just kind of vanished, but I've always really liked her too. Found her sweetly adorable and completely lovable.
Perfect.
But yeah, the good thing was, see, I often like movies where get really choked up and heartful whenever I see people that kind of, they put their things aside to band together to face against odds, right? And this is one of those movies that does that really well, right? Like they're a divorced couple that just like, screw it. Our kid is all that matters, right? And helping other people. That gets to me every time, guys. Yeah, I'm always going to love a movie like that.
That's what the appeal is in disaster movies, right? Is
watching people come together.
People rise.
Yeah.
Right? And be the best of humanity.
Oh, you know what's another good movie, actually, that I completely forgot about until just now, was that one with Sylvester Stallone.
Although
where they're in the tunnel. Daylight. Oh my God, guys. That's another one of those movies, right? Where it's just like a disaster film, but one of the good things about it is watching people kind of, like all these disparate kind of people that have totally different kinds of lives and different personalities that band together and we're going to make it, right? And so most of them do. I mean, not all of them, right? But yeah. But like the visuals, you can't say enough about visuals that are as impactful as that, right? Like when you see an entire gigantic cruise ship just kind of falling on the rest of the city, that's going to hit hard.
You compare those effects to Poseidon Adventure.
Well, I mean, they're working with what they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has a lot of impact. I mean, this is all popcorn stuff, guys, right? Like that's.
I finished my popcorn.
Mine's almost done too. So, I mean, it's not hard-hitting drama, and it's not intellectually stimulating, but it's fun to watch, and it's really good to kind of explore, in your head at least, I do. What would I do? Right? Like, are they making good choices? Are these things that it's like, how would you be so stupid?
You're pretty good in a crisis.
Am I? Oh, thank you. Not too bad yourself.
Keep your shit together pretty good.
Yeah, I'll have like a 30-second or maybe a minute and 30-second freak out, and then I'll just knuckle down once I've let it out. And okay, what are we gonna do now, right? And I mean, I can take a hit.
It's true.
That's one of the good things about me for disasters, right? Like if a disaster hit, like I could have several broken bones and I could be bleeding from several places, and I will still, no, we gotta keep going. Right, like I'm not going to lay down and die. Tough. Yeah, I'm a little tough. It's just stubborn. That's really the word.
You and me share that.
Maybe that's one of the things I like about disaster movies, actually. It's kind of like when we first started watching The Walking Dead, right? Like one of the reasons I loved watching that movie or show was because I kept running scenarios in my head. What would I do? What would I do? What would I do? And I feel better prepared now.
There you go.
Because I'm like, I've seen all these disasters, and I'm like, okay.
I can do this.
I think I can do this. Maybe. Or maybe the mountain over there is just going to explode and I'm going to die in the pyroclastic blast. At least I won't really see it coming.
Come see, come saw.
So good choices.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it was a little bit cheating.
It was a whole cheat category.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Maybe next time I'll choose ones that I think maybe you haven't seen.
Okay.
And then we'll get like a real reaction. Because
you reacted pretty good to these.
Yeah, I did, but like, the reaction
Happiness
was
is a reaction.
Oh, my favorite! So, you guys, tell us what your favorite disaster movies are. And the scariest way to die for you. And in the meantime, you just play that again. And if you haven't seen any of those, you got to watch them all. All of them.
Classics.
Yeah.